I like eggs. Reddit on Wiki starts right now.
Get therapy.
I'm not reading. I didn't write anything for today.
Okay, yeah. I was like, is that why you're wearing yellow? Are you a yoke?
I am. Just kidding. I don't have any
Yoked.
muscles. But what is up, Wikimaniacs? And welcome to the last Monday Reddit Readings episode of May 2025.
Life comes at you quick.
It does. You know what else comes quick?
Your
Anyways,
host today,
I'm
John.
your host today, the punny Pinoy John, joined with B by my fellow brownie, Sean. What's up, brother?
Not too much. We just recorded the episode with Linz. Sweaty, but I'm ready to to keep it going.
Josh is still out today. He was traveling for a wedding, and Toronto just got their ass beat. So send him your best wishes, or get this, Sean, leave him alone.
Yeah, so John's doing the rest of the episode by himself. It'll be the first solo episode of Reddit on Wiki. Best of luck, brother. Love you. I know you can do it.
I can already see Josh editing this, like flipping me off or putting some expletive on my.
Man, that was rough. I actually watched the last two games of it. Well, parts of it. It was on at a restaurant I was at, and then it was on at we went to my brother-in-law's house.
Ryan is a fan, right?
Ryan claims it. I don't know if he watches. He might.
Okay.
But yeah, they fucked up the ref, and then right after beating the shit out of that ref, they fucking just dominated. I turned it off after a while. I think after the second goal, because goals 1 and 2 happened
very fast.
Fast, back to back.
Thoughts and prayers, Josh. We love you,
Sorry,
buddy.
Josh. We love you, brother.
Hope you're okay.
To be fair, I think Josh was emotionally ready. I think he was resigned.
That's true. He also didn't give a damn because he was at a wedding.
Yeah, he was having a great time at a wedding.
Yeah, I don't blame him. So we miss you, buddy. And he's going to be coming back to the next episode or possibly joining us on a live stream when this comes out.
Definitely joining us on the stream.
Yeah. All right. Well, Sean, anything you want to bring up before we start today, my guy?
Yeah, shop Reddit on wiki.com.
Whoa.
I fucked that one up.
Say it again.
No, it's over. They don't I don't deserve their money. Shop Reddit.
Nope.
Reddit on wikishop.com. That's why it sounded weird. I'll be honest with you. Reddit on wikishop.com. We got a new collection out there for you, the Mayflower collection, designed by your very own fellow Wikimaniac, Joy.
Shout out,
so check that out. As always, with these limited collections, half of the profits will be donated to a nonprofit or a charity of the patrons' choice. So, patrons, make sure you guys get that vote. I guess we're going to tally it up here pretty soon and send the money to whoever got the most votes. I will say, if it's a bunch of one votes if everybody put a different charity on there, that's not really helping us out. So, we'll count up the votes. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not going to lie, Wikimaniacs, I haven't looked at all yet, but we will at the end of the month.
We sure will. But before we get started today as well, if you enjoy what we do, consider being a patron or YouTube member to unlock bonus stories, episodes, live streams, and ad-free episodes, and many, many more. And all our links going to be on the show notes. So we had the brownies last week. Gotta say, pretty fun, my guy. I enjoyed doing that time with you. And also, like what Sean said, check our shop, redonwikishop.com. Mayflower collection, baby. But Sean, ready to get started today, my guy. And sorry if there's lightning and thunder right now.
Whoa.
It's storming like crazy here.
Crazy.
Story of my life. But first story of today is posted by ThrowRA, lower score forgiveness. The title is, how do I, 28 male, get my girlfriend, 27 female, to forgive me for my past cheating?
Like you cheated on your current partner? I wonder if you cheated on your past partner, if there's a way to ask for forgiveness. I don't know. I generally, when it comes to the show, and in life and in TV shows, I kind of just have zero respect for cheaters. I'm being quite honest with you. Like, that's why when Nancy watches Grey's Anatomy, I'm like, I think everyone on this show is terrible. I think a lot of cheating goes on in that show. But yeah, I'm going to say no, there is no way.
All right. Well, let's get to it. And you're probably going to laugh later on after this, my guy. So, story goes as this. Hey, everyone. 4 years ago, I made a very selfish choice that hurt my ex-girlfriend. So they're not together anymore.
Okay.
We were together for 2 years, but at the time, I didn't fully appreciate her. She was a great girlfriend, stunning, caring, attentive, etc. Her best friend was extremely attentive also. I would say more so.
Jesus
To
Christ.
put in perspective, her best friend has over 20,000 Instagram followers because of her looks, and my girlfriend at the time didn't have much of a social media following. So that's your basis of being
why does
attentive.
that matter?
Why does that matter? She's attractive, but not an Instagram model type, if you get what I mean. I don't know.
Is he talking about his ex?
His ex?
In that way?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
When I met my girlfriend, I approached her and not her friend because I was intimidated by her friend, but always wanted the friend. Yikes.
What the fuck?
Yep. When I first met her, it was at a lounge and I shot my shot because she was the second hottest person in the group. Well, I got the opportunity to be with her best friend and I took the opportunity. I convinced myself it was love, but it wasn't. When she found out, she was devastated. She blocked both of us and the relationship with the other woman didn't work out and she was using me like I was her damn piggy bank but would cheat. And after that, I dated another woman just like her and realized this is my karma. 2 piece of shit people in this story so far. I'm blocked, but I saw her because just my luck. She moved into the same apartment complex with her boyfriend. I used my alt account to see her Instagram and can see she has a great boyfriend who seems to spoil her. She deserves it. I've had one conversation with him, just small talk about sports to gauge him, and he seems like a good dude. She, unfortunately, would try to be very intentional in not even looking at me, and I don't know if she told him I'm her ex, but he doesn't seem to know. I got the courage to tell her that I apologize and I asked her for her forgiveness. So when I saw her today, it looked like she had just got back from the gym and was trying to avoid me, but I spoke.
Jesus Christ. That's the fucking worst. I could tell they really don't want to talk to me, but I persevered nonetheless. You're not the hero, buddy. You're not the hero. You're not a good guy for that.
I said, hey. And she glared at me. I said, you look nice. And she said, what do you want? And I told her, it looks like you have a great boyfriend. And she replied, the best, in a very cold way. And I told her that I just wanted to apologize for everything and that I'm glad she's doing well. She said, I'm doing great. Again, in a very stern and direct way. And I told her that her forgiveness would mean a lot. And she said, no, and walked away. This really hurt me, and I don't cry often, but when I entered my apartment, I cried. I wanted to make this right because not only is it the right thing to do,
Wow. Wow.
But I genuinely feel my dating life has been cursed by the universe because of what I did to her. All aspects of my life are great, except my dating life. I don't think it's karma, buddy. I think it's you.
I think you're just a piece of shit. I mean, even from the get-go, you admitted it. Yeah, I really went up to her because she was the second hottest and not the hottest. So just the whole time the whole relationship was built upon lies, really, and deceit, and the fact that you wanted to sleep with her best friend the whole time. So yeah, I mean, if I could have less than 0 empathy for this person, I would, because fuck this guy.
And Reddit downvoted the shit out of this person. I think they have like negative 100 something karma from at this point. That's too much. But if you go to OP's comment section, I'm gonna link it on the story links here too. He's hella dense, dude. Like he just keeps repeating himself that, oh, I'm happy for her, but he just wants he just wants her to forgive him. And you know,
for what?
He got downvoted for that.
What's that gonna do for you, bud?
Exactly.
Nothing.
And the top comment for this one is autopilot since 2011. Kind of made your own point in the beginning, Sean. Like they said that you don't feel bad for cheaters whatsoever. And they kind of went on this rant. So they put, people who cheat are inherently selfish. I agree. I'm going to just suggest in a kind way you read the below list and ask yourself if any of it was for her. I think upon reflection, you might realize you're still being selfish. Number 1, ask her out not because you were most interested in her, but because you thought she was the best you could get. Number 2, You saw you could get someone better and then cheated on her with her friend. Brutal betrayal by two of her closest people. Number 3, approach her to talk when you already know she's made it clear she doesn't want to talk with you, delaying or robbing her of her chance to heal from your betrayal. And lastly, you're continuing to pursue another means to apologize because you want her to forgive you so you can feel better about yourself and do better your dating karma. You're still being selfish, just in a different way. Leave her in peace and let her move on. For once, place her needs above your own.
Yeah, I mean, exactly right. Like what I was saying during the story earlier, it's like, if you could tell somebody doesn't want to talk to you, especially when you're the one that has wronged them, don't talk to them. You know what I mean? Why are you bothering this person and wasting their fucking time? They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to see you. Just don't. The apology helps nobody except you. And again, that's all you're taking into consideration because, like that commenter said, you're selfish.
Yeah, completely agree. Yeah, I feel like the best apology you could do is reform yourself as a person. Learn from the mistakes that you did. And hopefully, if you end up getting a relationship, God forbid you do, like you learn your lesson, right? And you treat your partner as you should and you treat them right. And I feel like that's the redemption arc that you can have. But you keep pursuing this shit. Therapy is a good thing too. You keep pursuing like her forgiveness. It's not really doing anything good. If anything, you're just opening up old wounds for her, which is fucking hella selfish.
She doesn't owe you shit, buddy.
Yep. You betrayed her, and if she never forgives you for the rest of her life, that's her prerogative, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next story. This one has kind of made me sad a little bit. Usually we dunk on people who delete their profile, but let's not dunk on this person. But the next story is from r/confessions. The title is, I hired an escort last night just to have a conversation with a woman after my wife died.
That's tough.
It is.
That is tough.
Story goes as this. I am 42. My wife passed away from cancer 6 months ago. I have 2 children in high school. It's been incredibly hard dealing with the loss of my wife. She was my best friend and the love of my life. We did everything together and we're so happy. And one of the things I miss most was our dates together. Just going and talking for hours and then going home and cuddling/sleeping together. Because her death is so fresh, I can't even think about dating and I feel it would be inappropriate this early. But since I miss conversations with another woman, I hired an escort just to have a date. I'm on a work trip, so there isn't a chance my children would see me with someone. It was so nice to have a conversation. She was very nice and enjoyable to hang out with, very respectful of the fact I didn't want anything more. While it was great having that time, this morning I missed my wife even worse. Just wanted to get this off my chest.
Yeah, that
one was sad.
Yeah. That one's sad. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like to lose your partner, especially so fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder if there were better avenues to talk to somebody, but again, maybe you're in a country where that is not as taboo as it is to us culturally. Seems like, other countries have like a much different view on sex workers and things like that. So, at the end of the day, are you harming anybody? No, I would say maybe, and no shade to sex workers, but maybe a therapist might be better for this type of thing. But yeah, that was just a sad one.
It is. And I'm glad you said that because this was probably, even though it was very sad to read, I was very encouraged by the support of the people that commented this. And actually, now that you kind of brought up that point, there was a lot of people who are in that industry of sex work. They shed more light into why these services are being used. So this was educational for me to hear about. So and I just want, and there was a lot of, I picked for specific, or I picked specific comments where it's there was different suggestions by people who commented, and I thought they were all great. So Maleficent Grade 858 commented, I'm only suggesting this because it seems like you're not looking for anything sexual, but if you can afford it, looking into getting a massage, you can probably find a therapist who specializes in trauma, and touch is so important, even if it's completely non-sexual. It is relaxing and you can absolutely talk the whole time if you'd like. Some therapists might not like that, but as I stated, if you find someone with trauma experience and just explain you're looking for some relaxation and human interaction after your wife passing, they should be very open and understanding. Not saying that an escort isn't the correct way to go about things, but if you're feeling self-conscious and want to be able to regularly set something up where you live, massage therapy is great. And I hope you find some peace during this time. So that's one suggestion. If you want like just the act of like physical touch, a massage therapist who specializes in like trauma might be a great.
I didn't know that was even like a thing.
Same. I didn't know that either. So
like a massage therapist that is also a mind therapist, or a normal therapist. I don't know, but yeah, I didn't know people could do both at the same time.
And then Bucko787 commented, and this is another suggestion. Sorry for your loss, my friend. I would recommend a good counselor to talk about things with and help you process everything. It helped me in my time of need. I agree. Grief counselors. I've used grief counselors when like, my dad passed away. My mom used grief counselors when my dad too. So it's like they're very helpful. They just give you better coping mechanisms to like handle like grief like that. And then Reveal Active 4557 commented, I am sorry for your loss. Actually, many escorts say this is the most common reason men hire them after the obvious. Some just want somebody to talk to. Maybe therapy is a good idea, or joining a friend group to have human interaction. To which OP commented, that's what she said. I didn't want to laugh at that part. I thought I was being super weird, but she said it's normal and even has regulars that she has never slept with. I have friends, but everyone looks at me like I'm a sad puppy right now. It was nice having a regular conversation without a bunch of sympathy, though I appreciate my friends. So I've purposely avoided like hanging out with people or like visiting places with my friends because they're like, oh, how are you doing? Like, especially something like so fresh like that. So, I mean, like what OP is saying, like there's a lot of like, escorts or like sex workers that they don't necessarily need to have sex with someone. I feel like sometimes people just need like, companionship, right? Especially from what he was saying, OP was saying that date nights were one of the things
like
that he missed the
cuddling
most.
and all that stuff.
Cuddling and all that. So, and I feel like they can provide that without the, hey, are you okay? Like being not judgy in a way, but like, what he's saying, like, trying to get too sympathetic to the point that it's like, all right, well, I kind of just want to not think about this right now type of deal. And then last comment by Manosine, fellow widower here, couldn't find a therapist for anything 7 years ago, so I opted for an independent sex worker around my age instead. Turns out she had a considerable training in therapy and counseling and knew how to create safe spaces for grieving. She actually cost less than a therapist / counselor too, even with the full service. So I don't know if they use the full service, but I mean, that's their own thing. Sometimes, go ahead, John.
No, I was going to say like, what a lucky draw. Like I'm sure you didn't know that when you booked that person.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, wow. Yeah. You got a 2-in-1 there on accident.
Absolutely. Sometimes there are no other options. Sometimes the people you depend on the most cannot be there for you because of what your loss represents to them. You're not the only widower who discovered what he actually needed to process grief in going to a sex worker. So I thought like the thread was very supportive,
respectful,
and like to me, I was happy too because it's like, I've seen a lot of people like demonize like sex work, but it's like, all right, well, you only kind of thinking like some people are only thinking of it like one-sided aspect, that transactional, like wham bam sex. Like what you said, Sean, this is a rare occurrence when like probably there's more, like we just don't know, that they can handle this type of clientele and they have the training and the education to be like, all right, well, I also specialize in like, therapy or helping people cope with grief. So I think there should just be better protection for them because it's like, all right, it could benefit people too. And it's an industry as old as time. And I feel like they just need to be protected more, in my opinion.
I wonder if in other countries where it's more regulated, it is safer. I don't know. Again, we're the two most vanilla dudes on the internet.
For sure.
But like places where it's legalized, you gotta, or at least my hope is that it's, they're protected just as much as any other job. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Here's to hoping for that. And it's not the fucking Wild West that America is when it comes to that.
Yeah. But like I said, this is it was a sad read, but I was very hopeful in like the resources that people could provide, because someone might be experiencing the same thing and it's like, oh my God, I've tried everything, I'm at my wit's end. Maybe this is the advice that some people could possibly be looking for, and that I hope it helps them and helps them heal. All right, moving on to the next story. This is gonna be like a 3-parter, Sean.
Whoa.
They first posted it like a couple weeks ago, like actually last month, and then I clicked on their username, and then they just provided like different updates, like different titles. So people probably didn't cross post it. So I was like, all right, I gotta dig on this by myself pretty much. So this one is from r/advice, posted by OK _meal _ 3130. The title is "My Past Infidelity Has Come to Life. I need advice on saving my relationship with my husband and sister."
What happened?
Mm.
Sounds like your husband and sister, unfortunately, hopefully not.
Mm.
We'll see,
right.
I guess.
We shall see. A long time ago, after dating for years, my now husband, Stuart, and I got married. It was his first deployment, and I didn't know how to handle not seeing him. I have developed better coping mechanisms since then. He's leaving active duty now, but I understand the importance of getting a friend group and even got a dog to help when he's away. He only deployed one more time after that, and for the past 2 years, he has been home. Now, with him leaving active duty, we are finally about to get settled and move to DC, where we both got jobs. I am ashamed to say that during his first deployment, I was unfaithful to him. I was in a vulnerable state, and my sister's husband drove 3 hours to help me repaint the patio.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm already. All right. Well, now I don't give a shit about OP, actually.
I always had a crush on him,
Fuck
but never thought of acting on it. Selfishly, we started hooking up, and it haunts me to this day. We would find excuses for him to come down here, and it put mainly work around the house, and my sister, Jane, had to watch the baby.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Well, my sister found out he was cheating, but she didn't know he and I had been hooking up because he gave her chlamydia, even though he was supposed to only be hooking up with me and obviously Jane. I usually take my sexual health very seriously and had never cheated before. I realized I was risking my marriage, my health, and my husband's health, so I cut things off. Since then, I've made sure to be the perfect wife and sister. But my sister recently filed for divorce because he kept cheating on her. I guess he realized she wasn't taking him back, and in an effort to hurt her, he told her about our past. Just fucking evil. And I can't believe he would say something just to hurt her because she won't tolerate his cheating anymore. You betrayed your sister also, you dumb bitch. What the
You're
fuck?
putting a lot of blame on him.
I think both of y'all suck.
It takes two to tango, OP.
My sister told my husband today, and everything blew up. He got a hotel, and my sister cursed me out and told me I'm dead to her. She blocked me on everything, and I've received calls from family members. My mom sent me a nasty message, my brother, and almost everyone. My dad has been very sympathetic, and I appreciate him for that. I told him I'd call him tomorrow, but right now, I just feel like my life blew up, and I have no one.
That's
the first
sorry.
part.
Sorry, not really sorry. No, you were a cheater, and I feel like had he only been cheating with you, it would not have stopped. And I think the only reason you stopped is because you found a way that it could be traced back to you, so you stopped it. Had that not been a thing, you know, who's to say you wouldn't have kept doing that? So, no, I mean, and who cares if it was just a herder at the end? But that kind of news should come to light.
Yeah.
Because, you know, how am I going to look? I'm fucking buddy up with you. And then, you know, turns out you betrayed me years ago. And I don't know. It's just fake shit. And yeah, I'm glad it's out in the open. I hope your husband finds out soon as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's a real big piece of shit for sure. For like cheating with a bunch of the biggest. But I think she's just as evil as this motherfucker because this is
Yeah.
premeditated. You were already been attracted to him for the longest time. You knew what to fucking say to get him to come over there. And the fact that it's your sister's husband, bitch. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Allowing the like cheating with him while you knew she was stuck at home with the kids.
With the kids? Evil.
Evil.
And I will say this. I've said it in the past before. I think like military spouses have a tough job, right? Because it's like deployments, you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes it is planned. Sometimes, the cycle is there and it's like they tell you, hey, you got to pack up your bags. You're going to be deployed for like X amount of months, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it's like, hey, you got 2 weeks, figure shit out. That's the life of like, people in active duty. The spouses, whoever's left behind, they have a tough job because most of the time they're stationed somewhere where there's not a lot of resources, or they come from like another sort of like experiences and they get, stuck at some like bumfuck rural country or whatever, where it's not like the same lifestyle they had and they have like no friends. So I can see why like being siloed in there could be very difficult and the temptation is there. But it's like, if that's the case, bro, like don't fucking get married to someone who has that type of lifestyle. Like it's not to blame anyone in that scenario, but it's just like that's kind of like one of the things that you sign up for. That's part of the equation.
Yeah. I feel like cheaters are gonna cheat, regardless if
right.
If this guy had a regular fucking job, if he had to go to a conference for a weekend and you could get this dude to come and paint your patio, y'all would be fucking regardless. You know what I mean? The cheaters are gonna find a way to cheat. Not to downplay how difficult it is to be a military spouse, but just saying like
cheaters gonna cheat.
Yeah, cheaters gonna cheat.
I feel you on that, brother. So. All right, moving on to the update. So the update goes as this. I've gotten a lot of angry comments and rightfully so. There's no way to justify what happened and I won't do that. All I can say is that I deeply regret my actions. It was hard looking at myself in the mirror. My dad has been my rock throughout all of this. And I cried when talking to him, but he let me know I'm not a bad person. And he understands why I never told anyone.
You might be a bad person. I don't know.
The top comments on this one is fucking pretty funny, so you'll probably get a laugh out of this. He also talked to my husband and convinced him to have a conversation with me. He tried to convince my sister, but she said no, and I told my dad we have to respect that. My husband and I did talk. He asked if there was any other times I cheated on him, and I told him absolutely not. He is hurt right now, and he said he needs space. He thought we had a great marriage before this, and now he doesn't know what we have. That really hurt. Thankfully, he won't make any rash decisions, he said. He's going to take some time for his mental health and so he can think clearly. Then he wants us to go to counseling, and after counseling, he will make a decision. I told him I would love to do counseling and I'm ready whenever he's ready. I'm still sad, but I am feeling better. My dad said he will come visit me next weekend, and it's reminding me that I'm not a bad person and we all make mistakes. He let me know it's what we do moving forward that makes us a person. And those words are helping me more than ever. So I'll let you go off first. Go ahead, buddy.
I mean, I think you're a bad person. I mean, again, you could say, oh, a mistake happened, but it sounds like it was more than once. It sounds like it hooked up quite a bit. And, I feel like how many times can you make that mistake before? Oh no, it keeps accidentally happening. It sure doesn't sound like an accident. It sounds like you're breaking shit around the house and being like, oh, I need you to come and fix it.
Yeah, but she only stopped because she got chlamydia from his ass.
Dead ass. So, yeah. I mean, I get it as a parent. You're probably going to tell them, yeah, you could come back from this. But I mean, as not related to you, I'm going to tell you real quick. I don't think you're good.
I think the mom definitely got it right because the mom was like, hey, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't know. You're ruining your relationship with your sister and ruining your relationship with her kids. Also, they're going to fucking hate you. And you're ruining your relationship with your own husband.
Yep.
And then you're also putting the parents in a weird spot because then if I was the other daughter, I'd be like, well, dad's kind of a fucking terrorist sympathizer over here. So it's fucking, you know what I mean? Like I would kind of feel some type of way about dad if I was the other one. So it's just like you're putting everyone in such a terrible situation, and people can come back from things. But I think the first step is acceptance. I think you gotta think that you're a bad person for a little bit. You know what I mean?
It's funny that you say that, Sean, because JT Blaken NYC, this was their top comment. They put, clearly dad is/was a cheater. It absolutely infuriates me that OP's sister has now been betrayed by every single person in her life who is supposed to love her.
Seems like every man in OP's sister's life is just letting her down.
Her husband betrayed her. Her sister betrayed her. And now her father is betraying her as well. OP, even the pits of hell are not enough punishment for the suffering you have caused your sister. You committed the ultimate betrayal, ripped out both her heart and soul, and caused more pain and suffering than most people could survive. She will still be in pain decades from now, and she will never recover. Until you and your father both fully own that, you have no business contacting her. The only thing either of you should be doing is paying for her therapy and her childcare now that she's a single mother because of you. You are not worthy of the dirt on her souls, and the same goes for your father if he attempts to pressure her again. Please.
I will say she probably would have been a single mother if you didn't cheat, because that's how shitty
yes.
that guy was.
Absolutely. Please show your father and your sister these posts, and I'm sure many of us would be happy to donate to a GoFundMe for your sister to help her attempt to put back together the complete wreckage you made of her marriage, her mental health, and her life. So I like what you said, John. I think like it was going to be inevitable that she was probably going to be a single mom because I feel like the husband was a piece of shit from the jump.
Unfortunately, OP wasn't the only.
Yeah, but like I'm not saying like the pain is less because like, you know, but this is terrible pain.
Yeah.
Brother. So it's like what you said.
I mean, because at least if it wasn't with OP, then everybody could like, join in on the hatred and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, we're all on one team. But then when it's with OP, then it's like, well, you split the team here.
Yeah.
You've made everything way more difficult than it needed to be. So yeah.
And not only in the hatred part, like the sister possibly lost like a community and like resource for her as well. Cause now like instead of rallying to the sister and be like, oh my God, like what can we do to help you out? It's like, all right, well, she only has her mom now at this point and her brother. Cause like the fucking father is being like supportive of this piece of shit cheater. And then the sister is obviously the fucking devil for cheating or like, betraying her sister. So this is wild to me. So, all right, last update. This was posted 2-3 weeks ago as well. And they put, I know I'm not the most popular person on Reddit, but I'm really trying to save my marriage. I'm extremely nervous about Tuesday, which is the first session for us. I told him I was committed to regaining his trust and putting our marriage where it was before everything came out. He said he will try to reconcile, but no promises. And he is trying, but not
just that wording alone is like before everything came out. So not before you were a fucking cheater, but before everybody found out you were a cheater.
Yep.
So it really feels like you don't feel bad about cheating. You just feel bad that it's out.
You got caught. Yep.
Like that's what it feels like with the wording that OP said.
Glad you caught that, brother. He doesn't know how to feel about my guy friends and said he's suspicious and wonders if there are more people I cheated with. I didn't and never cheated other than the situation we all know about, and I do not see my guy friends that way. As far as my sister, I still haven't heard from her, and my dad said once things settle down, he will try to help mend things over between us. But right now, the only thing I can focus on is rebuilding my relationship with my husband, who's actually talking to me and trying. Any tips on rebuilding this relationship and getting ready for therapy on Tuesday?
No, I hope he finds better. I got nothing for you, OP. I got no sympathy. I got no advice. Hopefully, OP, your partner finds a better partner. Because it's like, we've said this all the time. It's just like when you break trust, it's so difficult
so hard
to earn that back. Like for me personally, I don't think I would even do therapy, I think that's just like the one obvious line you do not cross. And once it's crossed, I'm like, yeah, I'm good actually. And because it's not just the cheating, it's the years and years of lies about the cheating that I'm just like, okay, so not only did you, lose my trust with that, you've continuously lied to me about that for however many years, so it's just, I'd be out.
I wouldn't blame you one bit. So top comments for this one is Hayden J put, here's the truth. Even if you stay together, even if someday he forgives you, the marriage you had before is gone for good. You won't get it back. That's the price you pay. If you can't handle the fact you'll never have the same relationship, end it now. Save both of you the pain. And I agree. And then also last comment from Frolic and Detour. For fuck's sake, do not have your dad meddle on your behalf with your sister.
Yeah.
You already cost your sister her marriage and her sibling by being a terrible, selfish person. If your dad meddles, she'll likely have to cut him off too. You already betrayed her in the worst way. Just leave her the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it best.
Yeah, because like we said earlier, she's probably already like, kind of on her, fuck dad type of vibe right now for sympathizing and being. I mean, I get it. You kind of got to be there for your kid. It's not like OP murdered anyone, but like that is.
If I could ever done some stupid shit like that, I'd be like, that's on you, you dumbass. I would fucking never taught you that shit.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I just, I feel like it's probably difficult as a parent to see, your kid hurt in any way, even when they are the source of all of their own hurt. But
maybe it's good I'm not a parent.
Yeah, there's got to be a point where you like give it to him straight, like the mom is doing. But yeah, I think to the point where he's like, I'll talk to her for you. Not good. It's not going to end well for anybody involved. So yeah, terrible situation. OP, just stop while you're ahead.
Agreed. All right.
I hope you end up with the fucking guy you cheated with, for all intents and purposes. Would love that. Two miserable people getting together.
Fucking karma finds a way, please. All right. Ready for a palate cleanser, my guy?
Oh, please.
All right. Well, of course, I have to do the palate cleanser from your favorite subreddit, buddy. Ooh. So this one is from r/Today I Fucked Up by Ashy19. And the title is Today I Fucked Up by Trying to Flirt with a Guy at the Gym and Ending Up in a Full-Blown CPR Situation.
Jesus Christ. Again, I don't know how that works. Because I'm always in like the situation where I'm like, let people fucking work out. That's not the place to do it. But then I have single friends that are quite literally like, no place is the right place to do that. Like men and women are like, dude, like I have single women friends that are like, yeah, dudes just don't want to come up because they don't want to be creepy. And then I have single guy friends who are all like, yeah, I don't want to go up to anybody because I don't want to be a creep. But there's such a delicate thin line. And it's kind of just reading a room, but also it's so much harder. I really don't envy anyone that's single. That's such a difficult.
I think I'd be single for life if Juliet ever leaves me.
Truly, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the landscape and what the like. These dating stories sounds crazy.
Yeah, it's just tough. I mean, that's when I guess like the apps are like a clear line. Like, all right, we all have kind of the same idea, but then not really because people are just trying to fuck on apps while other people are trying to date on apps. And it sounds like everyone I talk to says the app sucks. So I'm just like, dude, I feel for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forever alone is what I'll be.
Dude.
Shit.
It's just going to be me and you talking about wrestling if we ever, if our wives leave us, it's over.
We fucking bald. I'll at least put deodorant on because, there's a wrestling fan. Some of them, they'll be wearing shit like that. All right.
That's the big stereotype. Wrestling fans don't know how to shower. But not John and I. We are clean.
We're clean people, all right? I'm fucking moisturized. My skin's glistening. Sean's hair and teeth looking good. Someone's commenting that your teeth look good, buddy.
My teeth?
Yeah, they said Sean has,
Thank you. My bottom teeth are fucked up.
We don't need to see that. Like it's perfect. You showed it. You showed it to us, and it's perfect already, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Again, for timestamp purposes, the title for this one is Today I Fucked Up by Trying to Flirt with a Guy at the Gym and Ending Up in a Full-Blown CPR Situation. All right, goes as this. So this happened yesterday, and I'm still cringing so hard I might never step into that gym again. So I, 22 female, recently started going to this new gym, and there's this insanely cute guy who works out around the same time as me. And I've been trying to find the courage to talk to him for a couple of weeks, and yesterday I finally decided it was time. So I saw him doing deadlifts, and I thought, okay, casual compliment.
In the middle of a deadlift?
That's wild. That's wild, bro. So I walked by, smiled, and said, your lats are majestic. What the fuck? Majestic? What was I thinking? I don't know why I said that. I meant to say, you're lifting a lot, or nice form, or literally anything else. He looked confused and he said, thanks. And I panicked and decided to just walk away and die in the locker room. While trying to speed walk away in embarrassment, I tripped over a medicine ball someone left in the way. My face planted into the floor and I knocked the wind out of myself so hard I couldn't breathe for like 20 seconds.
Jesus.
A trainer saw it happen, thought I was having a heart attack, and started actual CPR protocol before I could wheeze out, I'm fine. That same cute guy helped hold my legs up while I got oxygen. Pretty sure I died inside. Anyway, now I'm the CPR girl at the gym, and yes, I still plan to go back.
God damn, that is fucking tough. I will say, number one pet peeve being at a gym, not that I go often, but anytime I am there, is that everything is so labeled and it's so easy to put weights or medicine balls or any type of that shit where it should be. And it is just never where it should be, unfortunately. I fucking hate. My worst thing is when there's one dumbbell of each weight. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is the work of the devil. Who did this?
If anyone has ever run into me to the gym and like someone accidentally taps my shoulder or something just to like say like, oh, are you done with this equipment? I apologize in advance because I will have the nastiest resting bitch face you'll ever see. Because when I'm at the gym, like I literally disassociate with the world. Like nothing exists. It's the only place in like the universe where I don't think of anything. There's like not a single thought in my fucking brain. Like when I'm there.
That's nice. That's my brain a lot, unfortunately.
The rest of the times I'm just like, what am I going to eat? What am I thinking about right now? It's like, what am I thinking about? What am I thinking about right now? Like there's so much conversations going on in my head. That's the only place where I'm like, nothing, blank. Like there's nothing going on like at all. And then sometimes when people like, hey, can I jump in with you? And I have headphones on and I always like take it off. I'm like, what? Like pissed. And I'm just like, oh fuck, I got to reel myself back in. Cause I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to come off like that. I'm just really zoned
locked in.
I'm locked in, buddy. So yeah, if anyone runs to me, please, I'm not an asshole. I'm just zoned out. But anyways, top comment for this one, the Golden Pants 14363. They commented 1, flirt. 2, question mark. 3, he had my legs in the air while I laid there completely out of breath. Sounds like a success to me. LOL.
Yeah, I feel like now you have an opening. Because next time you see him, you could be like, hey, thanks for helping me out. And then a conversation will form from there, maybe.
Or you can rizz him up and say like, you see what you did? You literally took my breath away.
His response to that will be telling. He's either going to love it or hate it. I think if that were me, I'd be like, okay. But yeah.
Oh, shit.
Tough situation. But I think it leaves an opening to talk. To at least form a conversation with that person.
Absolutely. Well, this kind of brings me to that segue, Sean. It's funny that we were talking about like not knowing how to date, right?
Yeah.
So the amazing Underbaki section for this week's episode is another rate that date. And this is another special edition because this all comes from Wikimaniacs on Discord.
Whoa.
Back to back. Alex is doing overtime, boy, I tell you.
The amazing Underbaki. The name fits.
She's amazing indeed. So this one is quite lengthy, my guy. And you're going to be shocked in the end. So let's kind of get to it. So this one is sent by Gold Digger 1870. And there's no title. This is how the story goes. Oh boy, do I have a bad rate my date story for you. Or you can divide it into 2 if it's too long. It is quite long, but we'll get to it. The summer between my junior and senior year of college, a guy I went to school with asked me on a date. I was living in Texas at the time and he had an internship in LA. He offered to fly me out for a long weekend, pay for dinners, and pay for my lodging if I could cover lunches and breakfast. Seemed like a sweet deal, so I gladly accepted. The game plan was to drive the Pacific Coast Highway Friday, museum hop on Saturday, Disneyland on Sunday, and then I would fly out early Monday morning. He picked me up from the airport with flowers and a sign, and we started the drive from LAX to the hotel. As we are driving back on the massive ass highway, if that's the 5, my God, it's a fucking crazy ass, or if the 405, Jesus Christ. As we are driving back on a massive ass highway, he pulls over onto the shoulder. Now I was confused as the car didn't appear to have any mechanical issues, but I was going through a hoe phase and had a little faith in men. And I told him, no way in hell I was giving him head on the side of the highway. And he said, no worries, I'm just feeling tired and like I can't drive anymore. That part confused me because I was like, aren't y'all driving to the hotel?
Wait, did he ask for head? I'm confused.
It didn't say. OP just said they were going through the whole phase and that they said, no, I'm not sucking your dick in the middle of the highway.
I mean, kudos. I just wonder what prompted that, OP.
I don't know. So let us know.
I'm scared to ask,
Same.
but I am asking.
Same. No worries. I'm just feeling tired and like I can't drive anymore. I'm going to take a nap and then get back to our driving. Y'all, we were on the highway with extremely narrow shoulders.
Oh, wait, that he just pulled over
on a random shoulder on the highway when I was like, but y'all are driving back to your hotel though. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, I get pulling over if you're like obscenely tired. Like,
Yes.
that's better than driving tired. That's
But not
never
on the
good to do.
highway.
But take the next exit, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
guess LA, I don't know. LA is notorious for traffic. So maybe he didn't think, but next time you're stuck in traffic, you got to be like, we got to switch. I'm about to fucking pass out.
Yep.
You can't, I just would never pull over next to a busy highway. I feel like that's asking for trouble.
It is. We were on the highway with extremely narrow shoulders, which is not exactly the safest spot for a siesta. I offered to drive and he gave me the address and he agreed.
Oh, hell yeah.
As I drove, he snored the entire hour drive to the hotel.
Jesus.
Once I got settled at the hotel, he said he was good to drive and I stupidly got in the car with him. We had a pleasant day driving along the coast, stopping at random beaches and appreciating the beach mansion architecture. The rest of the day went smoothly and after dinner, we said our goodbyes since we were going to hang out again the following day. Saturday morning, I meet up with him for breakfast and he is in irritated mood. He asked his boss to have Monday off so they could go to Disneyland, and his boss half-heartedly agreed with an as long as your work is done, have at it. Well, Saturday morning, work got dumped on him so he couldn't take me to Disney anymore. I was of course disappointed, but I didn't blame him at all. Life happens. I told him, that sucks, but I could entertain myself while he works, so not to worry about me after breakfast. We went downtown to explore various botanical gardens and museums while the sites were interesting, and when we stopped for lunch or a snack, he would have to use the restroom and it would take him 35 to 45 minutes. It got so bad that I started asking him if he was okay and if we needed to head back so he could rest up. He declined, saying he was just stressed and it would go away in a while. We later returned to change for a romantic date night at the Griffith Observatory. Love that place, by the way. Fun fact, my picture with Juliet that I have posted, and this was in one of the museums in the Griffith Observatory.
Fancy.
And we were like super young at the time. Don't fall. Once we started driving towards the observatory, I noticed my phone has about 5% battery. Neither he nor I had a charging cable for my phone. Oh well, I thought. I'm with a cute guy who has treated me so well, so what do I have to worry about? Well, we get to the Griffith Observatory and he finds a parking spot down the hill close to the Hollywood sign and we start the hike back up. As we are walking, his mom calls him to see how he's doing and he relays the news about not being able to go to Disney. Now, I don't like to eavesdrop, so I give him some space and follow behind. As he is getting more and more upset, he starts drifting into the middle of the road. I hear a car coming up from behind and gently touch his shoulder to guide him to the shoulder so he doesn't get hit. He shrugs me off and I think, fuck you, I'm just trying to keep you safe while you're wandering into traffic. I walked fast to get ahead of him and just angry walked while he finished his conversation with his mom. I hear what sounded like him hanging up, but I'm still too irritated to have a rational conversation. Suddenly, I hear a ringtone that has the Doppler effect. I don't know what that is. I turn around and see a little blue rectangle falling down the mountain. Surely, this guy did not just throw his phone off the mountain because his mom called him again. I asked him, was that your phone? He says, yep, and that's it. And now I realize I might actually be on this really romantic date with a potential serial killer. I look down to see if I have any juice left in my phone to call an Uber, and as I do, my phone dies. Well, fuck me.
God.
I decided I'm already up here, so I'm going to enjoy this museum, but I'm going to try to stay as far away from him as possible until he gets his shit figured out. We explored the museum separately for about 45 minutes before he finally comes up and apologizes for his actions. I tell him I understand being upset, but there's no reason to treat an important woman in your life like that, and he agreed and he said he would call his mom to apologize.
Ow.
He had no phone. I looked at him and said, how the hell are you going to do that with the phone you just threw off the fucking mountain? He didn't have an answer. And after this, I said, let's just head back and I'll hang out with you later. Luckily, he agrees and we got to embark on an adventure of trying to find our way home without GPS. I went home and charged my phone and looked at moving my flight up a day. Luckily, I was able to do a minimal change fee and change the contact information to where he would not be notified. I left a note with the concierge at the hotel from front desk so he wouldn't be ghosted, but I did not feel safe around him. Come to find out later, this is the biggest plot twist, Sean. Come to find out later through mutual acquaintances, in high school, when a woman turned him down, he ran after her and stabbed her in the back 7 times with scissors.
What the fucking fuck?
Guess he had matured as he accepted the, let's not go on another date quite well, but damn, that guy was crazy. And after that, I lost all faith in men and I lost all faith in my taste in men and had all of my dates get vetted by my committee that included 4 of my best girlfriends and 2 guy friends before I would go anywhere with them alone. Also, why is he not in jail?
Yeah, it sounds like attempted murder.
Maybe because they were juvenile. That's probably why. But 7 times?
7 times seems like a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, 1 seems like a lot. But
yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you have a system now. That's good. Because I think I would be forever scarred after finding that news out and knowing that I was spending 2 days. I spent 2 days alone kind of with him. Yeah. Major anger issues.
For sure.
Until the phone thing, it seemed like, just a guy who got a little pissed off and had IBS maybe. Which, that happens. Doesn't sound terrible. And then everything kind of spiraled there at the end. And then the big twist at the end there. So yeah, you gotta go with a 1. Your intuition on him being a serial killer was correct.
He has the makings of one for sure.
So, yeah, I don't know.
1s all around for this one. All right, this next one is really short. It's probably like 2 sentences, but this one's by Squall Bunny. It goes, I'm not sure it's much of a story, but throw it back to the time I was on a first date, and after I ordered, the guy poked my stomach and said, well, you sure do like to eat. The way I ate my delicious food, let him pay and bounce. Sorry, but definitely not sorry.
Fuck that. 1.
Fuck yeah.
That's a 1 on the rating. Yeah, never do that. I saw a TikTok. It was a husband reading from his phone. I guess either he wrote it or the wife wrote it. I don't know. But he was like, things I've said that I didn't know were insults to my wife, but I found out were insults to my wife.
Ooh.
And then the first one he read is, first off, starting off hot. One time I said, it's crazy. I've never gotten to eat your leftovers. And she was like, And he's like, yeah, that one in hindsight, I didn't mean it like that, but it sounds really bad.
Oh, shit.
Oh man,
fuck.
That TikTok is tough because the shame on his face while he's reading it out loud. He was like, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot for saying any of these. He was like, one time you came out and then I said, nice. Are you going to get your hair done? When your hair was done. He was like, yeah, I'm a fucking, yeah.
Hey, at least he realized he was an idiot.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I've never had your leftovers. Holy fucking shit.
I don't know. If
I would have beat his ass. I would have beat his fucking ass.
I know Julia can say that to me all the time because I always be asking for leftovers. Like, you gonna finish that? You gonna finish?
That's crazy. Mid-bite.
Nah, she knows, bro. Like, cause I eat like I'm fucking never gonna eat again. So every time, like, this is her. She over orders all the time, and like, she can't ever have the last bite. That's her thing. Her rule is she always has to have the first
I've
bite.
never
but
heard
never
a
the
more
last.
perfect couple of.
I know. So I was just like, so every
I
time,
gotta
like,
have the last bite.
so every time, like, she's almost like, I'm done eating. Obviously, like, fucking probably finished like 30 minutes before her. I'd just be chilling, but like I'd be eyeing like the food. When I see her slow down, that's when the stares get like harder. Cause I'm like, I know you ain't gonna finish that shit. I've just been waiting. My shit digested already, bro. Let me have it. I fucking leftover hate to see my fat ass. Cause it never happened. All right. Well, that is it for this week's episode. Again, you'll get Josh back in the next episode, guys. He'll be back, but
It's our month, guys. Don't rush this.
come on now. But before we end things off, like Sean, anything you'd like to add? Anything you want to address to the Wikimaniacs?
No, not at all. Just thank you guys for listening. And just kidding, Josh. We miss you. We can't wait to have you back.
Absolutely. It's never the same without like all of us three here, even though he refuses to do brownies with us anymore. But
yeah,
again, that's Sean's fault. Like he got fired. So
what the fuck? Lies.
Oh God. But that is it for this week's episode. Remember, if you want to help us out, go like, comment, subscribe, interact with videos. Again, we are not that other podcast, all right? We're the only ones. So
just so no one thinks we're throwing shade at other Reddit podcasts, we're throwing shades at the podcast that say that they're us.
Shit. Yes.
That specifically say they're us, and they are not.
And
So,
I will not say their names anymore.
we're friends with all the Reddit. We're friends with
For the most
not
part.
all of them, but most Reddit podcasts we're friends with already. So except for the ones that say they're our official account when they're not. Again, not saying their name, but
anyways, we will see you
Fuck 'em.
next time. Bye.
later.
Therapy.
I'm not reading.
It's therapy.